Hey, listeners, thank you to everyone that came out to our Toronto show. It was incredible.
Absolutely.
Los Angeles, we will be in your city on November 5th. VIP meet and greets will be before the show. After that, we'll be in London on November 17th and then back in New York, December 1st at Sony Hall. Get your tickets, NewRoryNMal.com. Patreon, subscribe now as well. Get some merch. Our tour tees went immediately at the Toronto show.
Gone.
So get there early if you're going to LA, London, or New York, because those tour tees, first come, first serve.
I know somebody that might have like a little stash though, so we could talk on the side on the resale.
That's crazy.
On the resale side.
You reselling your own product is nice.
Yeah. I mean, Nike does it. Why we can't do it? Get your tickets now.
NewRoryNMal.
Listen, we are back home, Rory, after a long journey back.
Yes, a 40-minute flight.
45-minute flight back from Toronto back to New York City. Have fun though.
I did. Fresh from the ends.
Well, you had to leave. You had to leave a day early.
Fresh from the mines
than we did. So
yeah,
your trip was cut short.
We got to spend time with Maul.
I was still in. Oh wait, so you guys actually hung out with Maul the day I left, rather than the 3 days before when we couldn't find him.
We hung out with each other.
He was at the what's Drake call his house?
The embassy.
The embassy.
Yeah, Maul had the east wing of the embassy.
I was trying to see how long we can go without saying Drake's name. I swear to God, I was trying to see how long we can go.
Why do that?
We were talking about Toronto.
Biggest artist in the world. We were in Toronto. He came to the show. It's
his city.
I was just trying to see how long.
He didn't come to the show. Just want to let everyone know that.
But we had a great show in Toronto. Shout out to the people that came out. Great crowd. Great energy. Had a lot of fun, man.
I saw you in your element.
What was my element?
You look comfortable. You look like you knew everyone there. A lot of friends and family.
Where's God?
A lot of ghosts of girlfriend past seemed to be there.
Ghost of girlfriend.
I don't. You were maneuvering like you do in New York and LA, which I rarely see in all these other cities.
Where's God?
Like you really felt like you were home.
No, I was moving like I move.
Poppy was home.
I was moving like I move at every show when I'm saying hello and taking pictures.
No, I just mean like through the city itself.
I wasn't moving through the city.
Like you didn't look over your shoulder once.
Maul was shaking hands and kissing babies.
I didn't move. I was moving how I move in every city.
Okay. I felt otherwise.
Oh, okay.
I felt comfortable that I was with you.
Well, we had a good time. Shout out to what was my man's name? Simi and his now fiance.
She looked like a Sarah. I don't know if that's her name.
No, I think her name was Heather.
Heather?
I think that was her name.
Close enough.
Sorry if I got that wrong. I feel like I think her name was Heather.
Well, it was a change of pace because usually Maul brings up these couples and goes through their phones and breaks them up, finds out that she's cheating with Jack Harlow.
It backfired this time.
Amongst a bunch of other things. And who would have known that this time a couple would get engaged right in front of our faces?
How much of a legend is Simi though? He might be the first guy I've ever seen get engaged with no ring.
He goes with the flow.
Are we giving him praises for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he raw dogged the proposal.
Yeah, he raw dogged the fuck out of it. He let a white man peer pressure him into this.
He let what?
He let a white man peer pressure him to marry his white woman.
That is true.
I don't know if I would say peer pressured.
What do you mean? Rory literally called him out.
No, but he wanted to get engaged. He said he didn't have money for a ring yet. So Rory was like, "Don't let that kind of stop it." Like,
for those that don't know, we bring couples on and we ask them questions. Typically, I mean, we could admit it at this point. There's footage with the purpose to create chaos.
Toxic.
They seemed like such a genuine couple that really wasn't full of shit. They'd been together for 5 years, so I asked him, "Why haven't you
I think it was longer than that. I think it was 7.
Like 7 years. Yeah.
Why you hadn't proposed yet?" And then he tried to tell me a secret, which of course we're going to tell the crowd. Said he didn't have money for a ring yet, and I said, "Well, what's stopping you there?"
That's cool.
And then he went,
"Let love win."
He did let love win.
Let love win and let love in.
Yeah, I just told him. I mean, I hope I wasn't a jinx being next to him. But
yeah, because you're like the last person somebody would want to like push an engagement on.
You gave him your slippers?
I should have.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
And then you think about it, I was wearing slippers on stage.
You were wearing slippers.
Wow, there is a theme here.
Yeah.
Anytime I have slippers on, somebody's getting engaged.
Someone's taking a knee.
Somebody's getting engaged. Don't know if they're going to get married, but they will get engaged. Don't know about the marriage part.
I wonder what that conversation was the next day. They seemed like they were really still in love after 7 years. So I'm sure they laughed about it.
They were also absolutely hammered.
They were like the couple that they went out to have a good time. They left the house saying, "We're going to have fun tonight."
They came to the meet and greet after the show, and she started climbing the stage.
Oh, yeah. She was wild.
Well, that was a couple of beers, and that'll do it to you. You know what I mean?
Just got engaged.
Yeah, you just got engaged. I'm drunk. Like, it's all good.
We also brought to life, I think, a conversation that two lesbians have been meaning to have about when they were going to have a threesome. I really felt more accomplished about the threesome dreams than I did for the fake.
Well, they were bi. Both of them were bisexual.
Yes, currently lesbian.
Currently in a lesbian relationship.
And there was a bartender that
moon cycle
liked.
Yeah.
And they never had the conversation, so I'm glad we could bring that to light. I'm sure they had a threesome that night.
I went through Jade's phone. She was in there talking like me. I thought that was my phone for a second.
No, she was ill.
Yeah,
she had the New York City hat.
Yeah, no. Her talk game, her text game was crazy. She was talking really, really crazy.
I know she's ill. When you started finding stuff in her phone, she went the exact route where we had no choice but to give the phone back. She kept saying, "I do not consent. I do not consent."
Yeah.
And when a woman,
she said
especially in the LGBTQ community, please give that woman her phone back before we end up on the news.
Take the phone, do your thing, have fun with your relationship. But they were great. They were a great couple. All the people that came out were really, really welcoming. There's a lot of people that followed us for years. They've been waiting to see us for years. So we got a chance to have a lot of those conversations. Great night. Thank you to the city of Toronto. Thank you, 1111, for touching the stage. Chantel May for touching the stage as well.
Queen.
Shout out to our openers.
It was a good show.
Shout out to Mucho.
Shout out to the Guru. What's the name of the podcast? I'm sorry.
Hip Hop Guru.
The Hip Hop Guru
podcast. Shout out to your best friend now, Eddin Mucho.
Shout out Mucho.
Yeah.
And Toku.
The
legends out there.
Who Wants to Be 100 is a segment that we do at our live shows, and we did a Toronto version. Who knew Who Makes the Best Roti in Toronto would cause up such a frenzy?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if we were going to make it out there live.
Yeah. I mean,
they take roti fucking seriously.
Well, that's because you was riding with the Guyanese roti.
Well, our contestant went with B Guyanese. Of course, C Trini was the real answer.
Yeah. That's the only
Toronto
answer.
was not really feeling that one.
Yeah.
We found out that in Scarborough is where they all at, right?
I mean, for the most part.
I mean, I kind of knew that already, but
it was definitely a split crowd, which surprised me. I don't want to get too much into Tory Lane stuff, but we did have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Man still has free Tory Lanes in his bio. Which ends is he from? Mississauga, Brampton, Jane and French, Oakville. Mississauga and Brampton were really riding with Tory.
Yo, it's incredible how much they still support that guy.
Holy shit.
Was split.
I thought they were joking. I was like, oh, they finally have a sense of humor. But they were dead ass.
Yeah, they were dead ass.
They just needed to hear Tory's name when they were into the show.
Yeah.
That's all it took?
Yeah.
Also, one that stirred up, will she cheat if she's from Scarborough?
Yeah.
Answers being A, yes, B, yes, C, yes, or D, yes, was a tough one. That was really tough.
Yeah,
stage right of all of Scarborough.
Yeah.
Wasn't really feeling that. Maybe we should have reworked some of these.
No, before we got through the question, though, once they saw will she cheat if she's from Scarborough, everybody yelled yes.
Yes.
So it was kind of like a unanimous thing that I think the whole city of Toronto feels like. If a girl's from that part of town, she's probably not the most honest, the most trustworthy.
Such a big section of
poor Scarborough,
Toronto, that I feel like no matter what, somebody's been hurt by a woman over there.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking.
If you think about the amount of women that are there, yeah.
I mean, it's like Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like,
is it?
Meet a girl from Brooklyn, like 9 times out of 10, she's going to cheat on you.
Have you been hurt by a woman from Brooklyn?
Oh my
I don't
God.
think I've been cheated on by a woman from Brooklyn, but I have been hurt. Definitely hurt.
If you're not cheating on, what's the hurt part come from?
There's plenty of things.
Look at Maul.
There's other
Jesus
things to be
Christ.
hurt.
Jesus,
What?
Maul.
Cheating
So
is
every
like the
relationship
other
ends because
side.
of cheating?
I didn't say end. I said, what hurt you? What did she do?
She left.
She left you for somebody else.
It's not
Well, I
cheating.
didn't follow up.
You didn't have to follow up. You know she left you.
What if I was just so trash she just didn't want to be around me?
That's
made
your
me feel
fault.
better.
Wait, so you were hurt just because she didn't want to be with you?
He got
Yeah.
ghosted.
All right, first of all, you've never in your entire life been hurt by a woman that you were with but didn't want to be with you anymore?
I don't think that's,
You're ill.
I mean, not hurt. I'm like, okay.
I mean, hurt is a strong word.
Yeah, like if she's cheating on me, that hurts. But if she's just like, yo, I don't want to be in a relationship, like I can't.
that still hurts.
I
That
wasn't
can
like
still
beside
hurt.
me.
I don't know if that's hurt.
She didn't
Like
hurt
ours.
you, but that hurts.
I didn't do like the snot suffocate cry.
What
I
did you-
was
what
just.
cry?
I'm sorry.
upset.
Can you
I
do
didn't cry. I
an
was
impression
just
of that?
upset.
What is a stop?
You know, like one of those, like
Okay.
dry
Told me
heaving.
You never did coke.
Who
What?
said they never did coke?
Oh, hi, Demaris.
You trying to go viral?
But that's
I
what
said
that looked like he was doing.
That's not how you do coke. If you do
No.
coke like that, you need help.
You need both nostrils to
That's
do
how
coke?
Scarface did coke at the end
A
of the
double
movie.
rail? Oh.
That's nuts. But yes, I've been hurt by a woman from Brooklyn before. Not Toronto yet.
Yeah,
Maybe one day.
All the women that have
Lucky
hurt me
enough.
are from the Bronx.
trust me. It's you
Knock
can
on wood.
easily be hurt by a woman from Toronto
Have you been?
because they're very polite. Like their accent, their tone in
Word.
Toronto, like they're very polite.
But demons.
Without that,
Oh man, they have that
fire.
blood in them. That's just like they'll rip your heart out.
We went to the Daniel Caesar show, which we will get to, but at the after party, Julian saw a ghost of Pussy Past.
Wow.
Did
Did
you?
he?
You're good at hiding it because I know you saw a bunch of your old joints.
I didn't.
But at least Julian was, admitted.
I'm an honest man.
And then you kind of ducked. We were at the bar,
Oh,
getting a
yeah.
drink, and he was like, "Oh my god, a girl just walked in that I fucked." And then he kind of like tried to hide behind me, but he's taller than me,
Mhm.
so
It was like Shaq behind the tree.
You're not. Well, you're not that tall.
Wow.
All right, you're not that skinny.
Wow. My God.
It's the dad weight, okay?
Are y'all okay?
I'm a little self-conscious
We've been
about
together
it.
for
No,
too
but
long.
it got a little sticky because there was a girl there, and then there was another girl there that I was talking to, and they're friends, and I don't think they know their friend. They don't know that I know each of them.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of that. It was
Nice.
me like running to Eddin and be like, let's move 10 feet this way.
And then we
And then
giggle.
we were just,
Yeah.
it was a lot of the shuffling.
Nice.
Ended up
Well-
working out.
Well, you two deviants were
Apartment 200.
running a fucking muck.
Yo, shout out to Apartment
Six.
200. That place was lit as fuck.
Yo, if y'all would have texted my phone one more time, talking about come to apartment 200.
Why not?
Y'all don't know what I was doing.
Because you
Every time-
asked me to.
Nah, it wasn't his vibe though.
Every time
That's true.
y'all told me about this apartment 200 place, I just text my people in Toronto. So I'm like, yo, what is this apartment 200 thing? And each and every one of them said, that's not your vibe.
It's
It's not your vibe, but it's the spot out there.
Yeah.
Rory came. You came
Wait.
with us.
Hey, yo.
Was it
Cam, come.
the night I came? Pause. Was it the same? Was it like that each night?
No.
Because I think the night I went would have been Maul's vibe.
You came on
You came on a chill night.
the best
Pause.
night
That was
for
after the
you.
show.
Yeah, it was calm. I mean,
but it was a Thursday. It
We
makes
had a
sense.
table. We were chilling. It wasn't like OD. It wasn't hot, sweaty. Like that would have been your vibe. The last night we went was
It was crazy.
wild.
Well, that was the
Everyone's
Caesar
fucked.
after party, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, they like
They was
like
three
movie
days-
nights in a
three days-
row.
3 days in a row. They was in apartment.
We went to
They
apartment.
call it apartment
annex,
600
and then
now, so
apartment.
stay with it. It's apartment 600 for these fellas now. Like they have a membership at
We,
this place. They turned that into Soho House.
There
I
was
saw photos. I think Julian was hosting at one point.
Oh no, he wasn't hosting. He had a cameo. He got some shit off.
He didn't.
Cameo.
Yeah.
A cameo where he said, "Hey, hold my phone and record me."
That's not what
No,
happened.
no, I've recorded it willingly. But this is if you guys look at the screen, this is Julian. He was cooked.
I'm also extremely
Trying to do his
drunk.
host smile.
Look at him.
Like, oh, stop looking at me.
I didn't ask for that.
Oh, not
No,
the
Julian
lights.
was
Come on, not
that
me.
night. Look at him.
I gotta
Chill. Chill. I'm trying to lay low in here.
Yeah, his release party when he said,
Right.
Oh,
I don't want to
Well, look at him. Ready? Look.
I'll see.
that was in your
That's
rider.
it. That was his
He
whole
requested
thing.
it.
That was in your
look,
rider?
I didn't look.
If I remember correctly, you were introducing yourself as the, hey,
Look at
I'm
that.
the what's wrong with the pussy guy.
They
That's so
handed it to me.
embarrassing.
I didn't ask for it. He put it in my face. Pause.
Yo.
Hey.
And
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
once you had your moment, did everyone in the apartment?
Like
No, like, no,
3-4
that was
people
you?
Left.
The lights
They're
came
like,
on.
yo, I had
right?
no idea that was
Oh,
even
shit,
you.
I had no idea you would be here today.
He was flicking it up. Yo, go do the drop. Do the drop.
Julian standing there like, you know when it's your birthday and everybody's singing happy birthday to you? Like, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's like some of the most embarrassing shit ever. Like,
Except he was
a bunch
fucking
of people
drunk as
singing happy
shit.
birthday
That
to
was
you.
the most
And-
drunk night in Toronto.
Yeah.
That was the most drunk night?
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, you was kind of drunk the first night.
Was that not the first night?
No.
No.
What did we do the first night?
The
No.
birthday. Remember we did the birthday?
Oh, yeah, we went to.
We was kind of
went to Ryan's birthday.
Never mind. Oh, forgot about that. Yeah, we was lit
Oh,
as
we
fuck
int-
that night too.
We
Oh wow.
introduced, we finally introduced Julian to black women that like he liked.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Oh, God.
there was
I
one.
love
We had to
it.
go out of the States to get
Yeah.
Julian to be around some melanin, but
Yeah.
Because they're more
Damn.
international over there. They're cool.
Okay.
Julian does that racist shit where he calls like black women exotic.
She's just a black girl. Nothing exotic about her.
No, we really hit
Is
it
this a
off.
Toronto chick?
She's just a black girl from Toronto. That's all she is. She's just a black girl from Toronto.
Yeah, that was bad because there was free tequila.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing
how
'cause it
many-
was free to-
We got Rory to do like 4 or 5 shots.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say 4 or 5 lines. I was about to say, oh,
No,
shit.
no.
No.
Well, we were doing
That was the
shots,
next
and then
part.
in between the shots, we each had double tequila, whatever we were drinking.
I shouldn't have done that before.
We probably ran through like
We had fun
2
the
bottles.
first night we went out. When we went out to eat late and met Peach.
Yeah, that was the same night as the crazy part.
And y'all
clapped
had,
up.
y'all had like a drunk conversation about the conflict in the Gaza Strip. Like you don't know how we were standing outside waiting for our Uber.
I was
I
going
think
crazy.
I think we solved the issue too.
Yeah.
No,
we figured
I think
it
we
out.
did.
I think we created peace.
I think we did, but it was just funny to sit there and be like, no, you don't understand what's going on. Like they were,
Yeah.
Julian and Peach almost fought inside of a
It was
bar.
Peach like, you don't even know, man. Then he would just blow a massive vape cloud in the bar.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
And then the guy that pulled up looks like he could have been like Palestinian.
100%.
So we was all in the car like, shh, like conversation over. We cannot have this conversation in the car. But it was a fun night though. We
It
had
was
fun.
such an American drunk conversation where we
Yeah.
have no idea what's going on over there whatsoever, but we are sure that we have the solution.
one of us
and we
definitely
know
has no
exactly
idea.
what.
And I was the only sober one there, so I just threw out like the trump card.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I threw the Trump card on
That
the
was
table,
hilarious.
like,
You said what? Trump would have solved this? That's
Yes,
what you
it-
said?
Trump-
Yeah, oh yeah, I
Trump-
remember that.
Trump was president, this would
His
never
specialty.
happen.
Man, we
His
were
specialty.
fucked up that
International conflict.
I was like, if Trump was president, this would never happen. Rory was like, what?
I forgot about how that was a
I'm
really
literally
good.
I had-
drinking a big ass bottle of water. Y'all four are fucking drunk.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was a great night though. Great times.
Oh, that hangover.
No,
sucks.
I thought you got like some red wine.
I had a
He had like vegan pizza. That shit was lit.
pizza was fire.
that pizza was
great.
really good.
Pizza was fire. The vegan pizza was fire.
Yeah.
Well, overall, it was great. I really enjoyed our time there. And again, Daniel Caesar show. If
That
he's
was
coming
dope.
to your city,
Hey,
Definitely
listen,
worth
if
it.
Daniel Caesar is canceled, can y'all cancel me tonight when you hear this? Like, cancel me.
we walked into that arena.
Wait.
I looked right
we,
at Ball.
we walked into the
and I
Scotia.
said,
We walked
cancel
into
me.
the Scotia Bank Arena, and it was I thought Kawhi was playing again.
Mm.
Like it was capacity sold out, and I looked at
Scream.
Rory. I said, "Listen, if this is canceled, cancel me tomorrow. Whatever I need to do to get canceled tomorrow, cancel me." Now I know he was home. He was in Toronto,
He's-
so it was expected to sell out, but still,
Doing the
very-
garden today.
Yeah, like it was very
Damn.
impressive to see that many people pull up to a Daniel Caesar show. The crowd was very interesting.
His crowd control
Young.
wild.
Very, very young crowd.
Oh yeah.
He's got the
Very
dude.
mixed crowd. A lot of Asian kids, a lot of white kids.
Word.
A lot of pretty black girls were there. A lot of models
Tons.
were in the building.
The gay couple made out on screen.
Gay couple made out on screen.
You
They
led the
started
roar
going
for
crazy.
that.
The crowd started going crazy when they
Yeah.
did that. Shout out to Dan. You did a great show. He sounded great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stage setup was really dope. Like his whole production was really good.
You're right.
And he did something that was really dope at the end. He kind of walked off, and obviously people were still in the arena screaming for him to come back out for an encore. They had the camera following him with the live feed to the monitors, and he walked straight to his dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat down with his team, and he basically debuted a new record, played an acoustic version of a new song he has coming out, I guess. And that, to me and Rory looked at each other like, that's one of the dopest things
That was really cool.
Yeah.
we've ever seen. Like, because it's kind of like an encore. Here's a teaser of a new record that I'll be dropping soon. I'm still in the building, but I'm in my dressing room. I know I can still hear y'all because he said on the count of 3, I want y'all to like make some noise. Everybody went crazy. He could hear everybody and all the way back in his dressing room. I thought it was really, really dope. It was good to see him. I'd never seen Daniel perform, so that was my first time. But he really did a great job.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the show. After party, Tings was in there.
Oof.
I mean, allegedly, I don't know.
What?
Oh,
I had my eyes closed.
we talked about this during the show. He covered Streetlights by Kanye. Talk about canceled artists. He did
Right.
2 acoustic covers. He did
Creep.
Creep by Radiohead, and the second was Streetlights by Kanye. So it was a canceled artist doing a canceled artist cover. It
Canceled cover in an arena
was
Yeah.
a double
while
cancel.
everyone was yelling and singing
Cancel
the words.
Everyone
Well,
was.
I tell y'all all the time about that whole cancel culture bullshit. The only people that try to cancel you are people that are already not fans of yours. People that support you and are fans of yours, very rarely do they get behind the whole cancel you momentum and cancel culture thing. So it was good to see Daniel back home in Toronto selling out a venue and sounded really great.
Well,
Shout out to Daniel Caesar.
I can comfortably give you my blessing. I know you were looking for it with Jules. Jules didn't take down the
Oh,
Daniel
my
Caesar ship. He's doing fine.
He's doing great.
So, I give you and Jules my blessing
Mm.
as far as this relationship and everything you guys got going on.
Shout out to Jules,
Because
who
I
I
see-
spoke to her the other day. She
Oh yeah, how's she doing?
She did like a retreat thing where she kind of detached herself off the grid, no TV, no internet, no phone, or nothing for like 10 or 12 days.
Okay.
And I had texted her when we were in Toronto because her name came up in the conversation, and she didn't respond. But then she responded yesterday when I got home. She told me that she was in this whole thing, and she just got back to her phone. And this was her first time hearing about the whole conflict over in the guys. She was like, first time back on my phone on the internet, and the world is crazy.
Damn, I
Shout
wonder
out
what
to
her
Jules.
thoughts are.
Huh?
I wonder what her thoughts are.
Maybe because she went off the grid, that's the reason everything happened.
Man, I didn't think about it like
If you-
that.
You know,
The world
Just
was
a thought.
The world was a better place when she was on the grid.
Who am I? I don't want to,
the grid.
So shout out
be a
to Jules.
conspiracy theorist, but sometimes, 1 + 1 = 2.
Sometimes, or 11.
I couldn't stop thinking about while we were recording in Toronto and discussing Jada and her terror tour that Demaris was not here
Yeah.
to yell at me.
Yeah, because you sounded fucking insane.
How did I
You
sound
sounded
insane?
Fucking insane.
One, I was sick and I had a fever.
I don't care about you. I didn't say physically.
Oh, I stand by everything I said. I just want,
No, everything
I
you
sounded
sounded
aggy
fucking
because I was sick.
You sounded insane.
I don't even remember what you said. What did you say?
He called her a
He was
whore.
calling her a whore.
Oh, I
He
remember
can
that
only
part.
name 2 people she fucked, but he's calling her a whore.
That
Whore,
part I remember.
whore was not to the definition of sleeping with a lot of people. It was the behavior and the betrayal that she continues to do to somebody that she made a vow to.
Who is she betraying and how?
Her marriage.
The father of her 2 amazing children.
How is she betraying him?
Fam.
All right.
No, quickly. How is she betraying him? Because everything she's saying.
Quickly.
First of all, because I listened to the episode, y'all didn't acknowledge the fact that she's like, oh, she's touring for something. Her book, her memoir, they're taking excerpts from her memoir and making them headlines. Doesn't matter. I said what I said.
They're taking
them and making. I said excerpts. They're taking excerpts.
It's still not it.
Excerpts.
Wait, hold on. Let her prove her point.
I'm just trying to correct her. She's saying the wrong word. But I understand what she's saying. Excerpts. Go ahead.
Exorcisms.
Yeah.
Keep going, Demaris. I'm sorry.
Anyway, they're taking things from her book and making them headlines. And y'all are under the impression that she's coming out every other day saying something new when they're taking parts of her book and making them headlines and shoving her in her face. It's shoving her in your face. And it's like, oh, Jada keeps coming out and saying things. No, she sat down, wrote a book, did 2 interviews like you do on a fucking press tour, said a bunch of shit that Will said years ago in his book that they talked about on the red table, and somehow everything is Jada's fault. I'm so fucking confused.
Well, I was going off the clips, not the headlines, like of her actual, like talking with Matt Barnes and shit. Mm-hmm. But what would your community of gender say if Will was going on this tour saying all these things but flipped towards Jada?
He said it in his book.
He would be the worst, most misogynistic man on fucking earth.
Will literally went in his book and said, I'm a narcissist. Everything I do is for me.
Oh, so accountabilities, which isn't in Jada's book.
I never tried to make my marriage, I never tried to do anything for Jada. Everything I did was to soothe my own ego. Me and Jada have been separated for a while. We're just never divorcing. He said all of this in his book. Nobody bats an eye. She comes out, says the same exact thing. They make it a bunch of headlines, and she's a whore, a terrorist, and all of these.
One came with accountability. One didn't. You can't see the difference there?
Did you read her book to know whether she took accountability or not?
No, and I'm not going to read her book. But I'm talking specifically about the interviews and what she's been doing.
Have you been watching the entire interviews or the clips?
The clips. I've admitted that.
Okay.
No, this is a clip society.
Nobody
gets the full
So you
story
have,
anymore.
like, you have...
And if you think I'm that invested in Jada Pinkett Smith and Matt Barnes while I'm in Toronto, you're mistaken.
Well, then you shouldn't have been calling her a whore with so much conviction.
Whore was
that was
a bit
OD,
far.
Rory.
I apologize for using the word whore.
And why did they have a picture of dope on the spoon? And when she said,
because she wanted to sell crack.
Well, no, she did. She was.
Well, that's not crack.
That is not, no.
That's
like
what
molasses
I didn't choose the photo.
It's like Nutella with sugar on it.
Yeah.
She was on her way to being the queen pin of Baltimore, but got out the game. I'm sorry, was that a headline? Did I make that up? Or was that an excerpt from her book?
Well, she revealed she sold a lot of crack as a teenager, which is not something that's weird.
Since the 5th grade, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, listen, growing up in the inner city somewhere like Baltimore where crack and cocaine and drugs is rampant, I mean, it's not far-fetched that somebody coming from her era, would say that they sold and they partook in that culture. So that's not...
Oh, I didn't think this was that far-fetched, to be quite honest.
That's not
just
awkward.
In the scheme of this PR run of everything that's been going on, to just sprinkle in like, oh, and I was a queen pin.
Sprinkle crack on it.
So
and I was the prop Joe of Baltimore. That character was based
But
off me.
she's talking about her memoir. It's her life. How are y'all mad at that?
I'm not mad at it. I just think that I can understand how people are seeing these clips and seeing everything she's saying about her relationship with Tupac, and kind of piecing it how it could be disrespectful or come across disrespectful to her marriage. I can see how some people would feel like that.
Do you think Tupac proposed to that girl at Rikers Island?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. For sure. I don't think she has any reason to lie about that.
He was already proposed.
Well, they already debunked that.
Yeah.
How did they debunk it? Because he was... So wait.
Because they're saying...
Being that y'all say that I date jail niggas all the time, I saw the fake debunk of, he was in a relationship with somebody else at the time that she's saying that he proposed, right? That was the
engaged,
debunk?
I believe.
Well, no, I'm saying that when she was saying that he would have done it, he wasn't even in Rikers anymore. He was at a whole nother facility.
He's at Clinton at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
so you don't think it's possible for her to get that mixed up?
I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying she didn't get it mixed up. I'm saying what she said, that wasn't true because he couldn't have, the timeline shows that he couldn't have proposed her at Rikers. He wasn't there.
And you think it's fair if he jokingly said in the visitation room, like, we should just get married, that she should then come years and years and years later, after Pac died with a wife, to just put that in the air? Because I've been killing a bunch of people for just putting a bunch of Tupac shit out while he can't defend himself. You think this was fair to put out?
That's my thing too.
Like, if it was a joke, like, yo, I can see Pac be like, Jada, this is some bullshit. Like, let's just get married. I'm done with this shit. I need you, my best friend. Like, as a joke, that ends up in a memoir as your press run?
He also could have been serious.
No, he could. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying it's impossible that Tupac ever did or did not propose to Jada. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that what she said, the timelines were a little off. So people are like, I don't know about that one. He wasn't even there when you said he was there and we proposed. Wasn't there. Now, do I think that Tupac and Jada were in love? Absolutely. Do I think that it's kind of awkward for all of these years later for her to now be on a memoir tour talking about her life, which Tupac is obviously a part of her life? Do I think it's fair to keep throwing Tupac's name in these interviews? I don't think that's fair. Is she
throwing him in, or is she getting asked questions? And
I'm sure their relationship is in her memoir. I'm sure that is.
Yes.
So obviously she's going to talk about that part of her life. It's a part of her life. It's a chapter in her life. I'm not saying she should totally ignore it, but I just think that all of these years later, it's almost 30 years since we've lost Tupac. I just think that it's a little stale now to keep bringing his name up in press conferences and interviews. Now, I know that's the talking point, and we live on wanting to have clips and things that go viral. You throw Tupac's name out there, obviously that's going to get picked up by a lot of different blog sites and things like that. I just think that Jada herself, away from the Tupac relationship when they were younger, Jada has done enough in her life to where her story is interesting with or without Tupac Shakur.
For sure.
I think that her story is very interesting. She's obviously a legend. She's married to a legend. They have a beautiful family. They have talented kids. I just think that using the Tupac name for headlines and for clips is just a little stale at this point. But I do understand it's a very real and very important part of her life.
But what I'm saying is we have a podcast. We right here sit up and pick. No, we have a podcast. We sit up here and pick our clips and we pick our headlines. Do the people that we interview, do they pick the clips and the headlines, or do we sit and do that?
No, we sit and do that. But obviously, again, people are going to throw the Tupac thing in there because that's what they want.
Exactly. So how does that fall on her?
She's offering the information.
I was simply saying the Rikers. I'm not saying she can't talk about Tupac. She's been talking about Tupac, rightfully so. That was one of her closest friends for years. She said negative things about him. She said positive things about him. It's just throwing in random shit now, I just think is weird. Like, why are you bringing up proposal shit?
It was her memoir. That's why I don't
Is that in her memoir? Because I just saw it in an interview.
I'm sure it's in her memoir.
It's in her memoir, which is why they asked
anything
her
about her relationship with Tupac is going to be in her memoir. Like I said, it's not a negative thing. I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I just think that when you're speaking on the dead, not in a negative or positive way, just when you're speaking on them, I just think it's a little unfair because obviously they're not here to say if that is or is not in fact true. That's all I'm saying. Like, we don't know if that's true, if he proposed or not. We don't know. Like,
there's a million Tupac conspiration fucking YouTube channel that Rory watches regularly. Yeah, nobody ever complains about what the fuck they're saying.
No, I've actually been very, very vocal about the whole Tupac YouTube community.
I think it's corny. I think it's corny for anybody that's still talking about the Tupac thing. Like, as far as like conspiracies, is he still alive? He's in Cuba. I think that's just like,
that's definitely that's definitely why.
Like, when we got to let that go. Now that's falling into like when I was younger, people were saying Elvis is still alive. It's kind of like that. It's like, bro, stop. Like let's just cut it out. Let's just move on to something else. There's plenty of other legends that are still here that we have the chance to talk to and celebrate as well. Not to say we forget about Tupac just because he's gone, but I just think that doing a press tour and talking about your relationship with somebody that's no longer here, I think that route is a little played out.
What did you think of her Oscar slap comments?
It was a little awkward for me because she said up until that point she didn't hear Will refer to her as his wife in a very long time. So she said she was confused. But my thing is, you showed up to that red carpet and the world knows you as Mr. and Mrs. Will Smith, right? That's who we know you as. So you showing up to one of the biggest nights in Hollywood with who everyone deems to be your husband. This is who we know him as. Aside from being a great actor, y'all are a married couple. So to come out and say that you were surprised or you were a little thrown off when he called you his wife, I just think that's a little like, not saying it's not true. Maybe she did because we don't know what goes on in their home, but it's like, I don't think we should have got that. I think that's something that she should have kept like in the tuck because now it makes Will look even crazier for going up there doing that.
No, I still don't think.
What?
We already disagree.
That's like if you go out on a date and a dude gets into a fight for you, be like, yo, keep my girl name out your mouth. And you be like, I'm not your girl. And me and this nigga over here tussling cologne on each other.
But she didn't go to him and say, I'm not your girl. She went to him and said, are you okay? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I would like my flowers because she came out and said that man came at her and tried to get with her before while she was still married to Will. And I told y'all that from the beginning.
He did not know she was still married. He thought that they were and
doesn't matter.
They've been separated for years.
I'm not saying he's wrong for it, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's not the point. My point where I said I want my flowers because I told y'all that shit happened. When y'all sent him there, he slapped her for no reason. He slapped her. No, bro. I always knew that there was something behind the scenes that led to that amount of anger that came from that. That didn't just come out of nowhere. That it wasn't just created in that moment.
No, we all.
I
think I agree with that. I don't think I fought you on that. I could definitely see that. I think I agree with you on that. But my thing is, she comes out now and says she was a little thrown off because he hasn't referred to her as his wife in years. Like, I just think saying that publicly after he went up there and it seemed like defended your honor.
It's like just some shit you don't need to say.
Yeah, it's like you don't need to. It's like y'all could have kept that to the family. Like, y'all could have kept that. Like, she didn't need to sit down with Matt Barnes and Steven. I don't know if she said that with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, but like, if she did, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson is definitely not the ones that you should be telling that to. Like, I love Matt and Stack Jack, but it's like, you giving them that? Like, that's something you could have kept, like...
Breaking the news to NBA legends is
it's like, you could have kept that in the crib.
And I'm not saying Jada had to go and agree with what he did, but to make him look even crazier...
Exactly.
It's kind of been my point.
Why do y'all
where
think
I use that word whore when I shouldn't have.
Crazier?
What?
Why do y'all think that her saying, I was surprised that he called me his wife, make him look crazy?
How does that not make him look crazy?
Because the whole thing was him. He was defending, keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
Okay,
right?
But
so now he has the father of her children walking around looking even fucking crazy because now everybody is like, wait, so he smacked Chris Rock over like his homegirl?
Yeah.
Like his homegirl, not the partner he's been with for years, not the mother of his children.
But some shit just hold down.
You're wrong in that. You're wrong in that.
She could have kept that quiet.
You're wrong in that because she still is his wife. They're not divorced.
Yeah, of course.
And they are family.
So when he says keep my wife's name out your mouth, he's 100%. That's my wife. We are still married.
Still.
Right, so he did the right thing.
So what's the shock?
But that's what they're saying. She's making him look crazy by saying, I haven't heard Will refer to me as his wife in a while. That's not making him look. That's her truth. He hasn't referred to me as his wife.
Why?
Making the comment
if you genuinely care about someone, why offer that information? Knowing people are going to then look at him and be like, damn, he did all that for what? She's not even banging with him like that.
Your family look crazy.
I said it last episode. She's doing her best to make him look crazy. She's killing his legacy. Not as an actor, as a person, as a man. She is destroying his legacy.
His legacy as a man. You know him?
Look how we look at Will now. Like his public perception is trash.
Certain people look at Will a certain way.
How everyone that's not in their personal lives look at Will, look at him like he's a fucking pussy now.
It's not everyone. It's people who are so offended by what Jada is doing as if they are the ones marrying her because she's playing on y'all's insecurities that you have in yourself. That has nothing to do with Will. Will has never came out. Will has never come out and said that he was uncomfortable with what Jada is doing. Will has sat by his wife, sat up here, wrote with her, gave her congratulations on her book. He's been everywhere with her.
No.
What
Will is doing is keeping him and his wife's business private.
Will wrote everything she wrote in his book already.
I'm not saying he did. I'm talking about with things like this.
Have you read either of those books?
Yes. Her book hasn't come out yet, but I've read his.
So we don't know. If she's doing this in the interviews, that book could have the craziest shit on earth.
Well, they're taking all the juicy parts of her book and throwing them into, like, the people who are interviewing her have the book before anybody else is. So all the juiciest things have already come out. They're already fucking headlines. Are you seeing what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that the book is going to get worse.
Well, the internet had a blast.
But the point is they're both talking about their personal lives, but in very different ways. Will seems to be doing it respectfully and not crossing the line where it makes Jada look insane. Because I'm certain with all the shit she's saying, I'm sure he has a bunch of stuff he can say about her, but he chooses not to.
But she's not saying
he's protecting his whatever thing that they have together in her piece.
She's not saying
she doesn't give a
negative
fuck
about him. What negative thing has she said about him?
But there's stuff you just don't need to say because when it goes off to public perception, because again, he's an A-list fucking celebrity, no matter what, everything you say about the man will be met with millions of opinions. She knows what she's doing when she puts information like that out there.
So you think that when Jada wrote this book, she didn't have a conversation with her kids?
I don't think she gives a fuck what Will thinks about before she puts his book out.
Okay.
I don't think she cares at all about
I don't think she gives a shit about him at all.
No, I'm not going to go that far. I think they definitely had a conversation. I think that they have to because, again, they are a married couple. So I think that certain things like this.
Legally, they're married, but they're not doing anything.
I'm sure she held some. I'm sure there's stuff that isn't in this book that's fucking wild. I'm sure she held it down in that regard. But Demaris, you don't think, though, as a family unit, even if we're separated, just as family, friends, whatever, there's certain shit we just hold down for each other. Like, even if we know our friends or family are wrong in certain cases, you don't just pile onto it publicly.
Just because you know, you don't have to say it.
Yeah, you leave some stuff out.
Yeah.
So me personally,
privately, you could tell them how wrong they are.
Right.
And you don't even have to be like, yo, what they did was right. You could disagree with them, but you just keep it to a certain couth because that's family. That's fucking her children's father.
So
certain shit you just
the only thing that
because he looked nuts when he did that.
But the only thing she said was I was surprised when he did it, and the first thing I wanted to know is if he was okay. She's not coming out and saying, yeah, she should have slapped the fuck out of him. She's gonna get asked about that slap. There's no way that she can't address that slap. So she came out and said, I didn't know what was going on with him. I was surprised that he did that. That was super shocking. I like everybody else, I thought it was a skit. I was so surprised, and she's a horrible person for saying that.
The jab of saying, well, we don't call each other wife, so that was the most surprising part to me.
Yeah.
You left out a huge part.
Why add that? That's the sauce that's unnecessary in that situation.
Exactly.
So wait,
you can be confused. You can think it's a skit, but then why just throw in the mix this like, yeah, but that's not, we don't call each other that. So like, that's where I was offended. Why say that?
Never said
and
that
I would even let her get off.
Surprised to hear him say that.
I would even let her get off more details of saying like, listen, Chris mistakenly thought I was single, hit on me. I'm sure that probably made Will feel uncomfortable. Add that on to other jokes at other award shows, and then he does it again. We're already in a weird place, and he does that. Wasn't right, but we're here.
I mean, I'm with.
Then just go like, yo, it's not like we're not even together. Like you're making me look
saying it
even crazy.
Say it like that. She didn't say it like that.
You said we haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. Why say that?
Yeah, that's
a weird sauce to add.
Why say that?
That was unnecessary. They could have kept that because up until she said that, we didn't know that. She could have kept that.
But she's been.
We thought they were in an open relationship. We thought they were in the illest open relationship ever.
But she came out and said that, hey, we're he said it in his book.
Yeah.
But we're gonna gloss over that because nobody fucking reads and nobody cares, right? So when she says it, it's we're separated. Like we're separated. We haven't been husband and wife for a while. She said that in a completely separate interview. Long story short.
Well, we knew that from the Red Table Talk.
Long story short, you can disagree with the way that Jada and Will, because Jada and Will have banked and always rolled on the story that they are a partnership. They are each other's life partners, whether they're in a committed relationship or not, they are life partners. I do not in any way, shape, or form think that there was anything in this book that went out without Will's approval. I think Will is actually cooler with a lot more shit than y'all think he is. And just because you would be offended by something or something would damage your ego does not mean that his is as sensitive as y'all's are. And
I don't know why you keep putting
projection.
it back on.
I mean,
about
all right,
men, period.
You can throw those shots. That's fair.
I'm not
also,
shots
Will is
y'all.
probably over
men,
this.
Men overall.
We're just finding out about it. I don't think Will was cool with all of this when he found out. This has just been going on for so fucking long that this is Will's life and he's become accustomed to it. So yeah, he's probably not tripping over it the way he used to. Time fucking heals. We're just finding out about this shit now.
Yeah, but this goes
so naturally we're reacting like, wow, that's crazy for somebody to say and do those things.
But this goes back to the entanglement episode on Red Table Talk. Will knew that what was going on with her in August.
Yeah, he was fucking.
He knows about everything. Like Will's thing is he keeps his shit just under wraps.
Keep it in the house.
Any women he's dealing with, we don't know about it. Ain't none of these women doing no press tour. They not sitting down with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. None of the women that Will Smith is dealing with are doing any of that shit. And that was his thing when he told Jada about dealing with August. Like, are you sure?
Did you see how he held it down in that Red Table Talk? He let her get the entanglement line off. And Will was like, yeah, it was crazy. Like, come on. Look at how he holds it down.
Will's demeanor was, I told you this was going to happen.
Yeah, like, that was how he held it down versus what she
I told you this young kid was going to run his mouth. He was going to run out and let everything be known. And now everybody knows that you were dealing with this young kid. That was his demeanor that entire episode. So I know that Will Smith knows everything that Jada is saying. I know he knows all of that. My thing is, the way Will moves in their marriage, even though they're separated, they're still legally married. The way he moves in his marriage and the way Jada moves in her marriage are two totally different things. That's all I'm saying.
I'll agree on that. And
that's all I'm saying about
Jada
this.
is a perfect person. I just don't think that she deserves the hate that she's been getting. I think it's dragged a little bit.
She's only getting this type of reaction because people still feel the way about the whole August Alsina situation.
Right.
People were blaming her for the she got villainized for the slap and she didn't do shit but sit there.
She got villainized for the slap because of the August Alsina situation. That all of that ties into people saying that she doesn't care about Will. She doesn't protect Will's image and his likeness the way Will protects her.
So quickly, what was she supposed to do during that slap? What was she supposed to do?
She wasn't supposed to do anything.
No. There was no control in that. There was nothing she could do about that.
But that's the thing. She was still blamed for
Well,
that.
talk to us.
Grown
You
ass
don't think
man-
she should have?
Yeah, I don't blame her for that.
actions.
There was nothing she could have done in that situation.
And also, I'm sure that Jada has plenty of information on Will and who he's been fucking, and she only talks about herself in her memoir. She ain't putting his shit out there.
Well, that's because
he didn't put it
Will
out.
has all of his shit legally bolted to the
Situated,
floor.
yeah.
You can't leave this house and talk about none of the women I deal with.
Or men.
Sure.
That's Will Smith. But either way, I think that it's funny and just shows how privileged we are as America, where this is the number one story. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, being
People are
killed
fucking
and bombed.
killing each other.
Yeah.
And we're concerned about a married couple's
That
infidelity.
Jada and Will love.
And,
These two are over it.
yeah, like these two clearly don't care about, they have their own relationship and they move the way they want to move. So,
Should we stay on tumultuous relationships?
Definitely.
you said what?
I said, let's stay on tumultuous relationships.
Big fights and
This
drama.
is tumultuous. Now, listen, this whole Dillon Danis and Logan Paul fight thing.
Jake Paul.
Well, Jake
No,
Paul.
You're
I'm
right.
sorry.
You're right.
It's Logan, the Paul brothers, whatever, one of the Pauls.
The brother of
Sean Paul.
Just give me the
This whole boxing thing, I get it. It was a thing where these YouTubers and these influencers found a way to kind of become these marketing guys where they garnered all this attention. People wanted to pay money to watch these fights. So anytime there's money and then you have a fan base and people are willing to pay for something, now these guys are quote unquote boxers. Now, this last fight, we sat down, we went to the Soul House in Toronto. Shout out to the Soul House in Toronto. We watched it there. This whole YouTuber boxing thing that's going on, I think it's reaching its
peak.
Its apex. Yeah, I think it's pretty much a done deal. Only because these guys, the performance, everything leading up to it is hype. It's like the marketing.
But it's great hype.
They put these two in a plexiglass thing and let them bang on the glass and kind of look like two pit bulls.
Hilarious.
In Petland, waiting to get out and get a piece of each other.
Mm-hmm.
But then the fight happens, and the fight is terrible.
Dope.
It's very lackluster. It looks like two guys that's just on steroids. Well, one of them's definitely on steroids. In the ring, just kind of like trying to fight each other. I think the shelf life on this is hitting an expiration date. I don't see many more of these guys getting the opportunity to fight and get a bag because once the fight happens, it's just a fucking circus.
Well, I don't know. I mean, in theory, this should have been great. Both these guys are master trolls, master marketers. Dillon is an actual fighter. Like he does mixed martial arts. Boxing really wasn't
Logan's
a thing,
an actual fighter.
but Logan has proved himself to be a pretty good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both of them are entertaining and both of them have fighting experience when it comes to boxing.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, this makes a lot of sense. Just the fight was ass. And I don't think it was Logan Paul's fault. Dillon, the only punch he threw was at Logan's bodyguard at the end of the fight.
Well,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. It's not. It's just a shit show. It's a shit show. It's a mockery of boxing. I get it. It's supposed to be entertainment. These are not real boxers, but you have to at least go in there and be able to perform a little bit. I don't think Dillon went in there. I don't think he threw a punch until the third round.
And he went for a takedown in this pick. He tried to invite him to grapple. Like he didn't get knocked down. This was him voluntarily lying on the floor waiting for Logan to get into the grips.
Well, I mean, was it Jake's fight or Logan's fight last time that everyone said was fixed?
Jake's with
Jake's do walk
Woodley.
the punch.
Yeah.
That was still an entertaining fight to some degree.
Yeah, I mean,
but
big ass knockout at the end. So
this did kind of save the sport, though. I hate to say that because
I agree.
I was very anti YouTube shit. Like 2 years ago, I'm on record saying that this is gonna ruin the sport. They're making a mockery of one of the first original sports. In retrospect, I say I was wrong. This has saved boxing. It's made boxing relevant even to the real fighters because it's just back in our faces again.
Exactly.
Because of these guys. So I don't think we should get rid of it based off this shitty fight because I think it does have a lot of potential. But I mean, this started with Mayweather and McGregor. You would say this was the genesis
in terms of like crossing over MMA and boxing?
No, crossing over trolling, like real trolling into fighting because McGregor was a great MMA fighter. Don't get me wrong. He was picked because he was the best marketer in the sport at that time. Mayweather, obviously, we know is that.
Mhm.
So that's why that was put together.
Mhm.
I think that opened the doors to what we now know because they saw how much money it generated when both people are incredible marketers. Mayweather is one of just a few boxers that was really good at marketing. Because Mayweather, at least for this generation of boxers, was one of one when it came to marketing. And, his fights were the biggest, but he would fight against people that were
Nobody
on his back as far as promo went.
Yeah.
Like, they were great fighters and a great matchup for Mayweather, but as far as marketing that fight, it was under Money Productions or whatever his company's called. These guys are doing that better than anyone in the boxing community. They're on stream, they're on YouTube, they have podcasts, like they're doing bullshit on Twitter, whether you agree with it or not of how they market fights. They're much better at it than anyone. And I don't think the sport cares too much about what happens in the ring, just who's watching.
Yeah, but that's my problem. Like, this is a legit sport, boxing. I look at it if this was two guys that were trying to play basketball one-on-one that don't play basketball. It's like, is it entertaining? Are you going to laugh? Yeah, but it's like, all right, at some point it hits the ceiling where it's like, all right, enough of this shit. Now we just letting any and everybody that has an audience that can market and talk shit and have people like, okay, they're going to fight. Like, let's see it. But if y'all don't actually go in there and perform to a certain level, like what Dillon was doing, I'm like, come on, bro, I get it. He's an MMA fighter. He's used to using his legs. He's used to grappling and getting on the floor and all these things. He can't do that in this fight, even though he tried to.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
It's like, it gets to a point where it's like, all right, man, like how far is too far with this?
I guess I just can't give the sport that much flack because on paper, this shouldn't have been as bad as it was.
It was terrible.
No, it was awful.
This was terrible.
But again, this would be the good compromise of good promoters and people that can kind of box. Like they're not. It's not like when was dude from the Celtics when Nate Robinson was in the ring with Jake Paul. Like at least they've stepped it up where both people take this sport pretty seriously.
Yeah,
because before that was like a fucking shit show. And if we don't have that, like we have Mayweather fighting John Gotti III, who again is a great MMA fighter, but he had never boxed before, and he's boxing the greatest boxer
but even
of all time.
Floyd,
the exhibitions
Floyd shouldn't be doing that. Even that is like Floyd shouldn't be doing that.
I mean, it's a funny retirement plan.
No, man, it's not funny. It's embarrassing.
I think Dillon just found out Logan didn't have the knockout power necessary to put him under. So you saw for the whole fight, his hands were down here.
Yeah, but
that was halfway through when he realized that Dillon wasn't throwing a fucking punch.
No, I'm saying Dillon's hands were down, so he was letting him get the hits off. He's like, I can take a hit. You're not going to knock me out. Yeah. But I don't think he had an offensive strategy. He was like, I'll just survive.
Yeah, it was just, and again, that's what I'm saying. It's just, we understand that he's not a boxer. I mean, Logan's not a boxer, but he actually uses his hands. He throws more punches than Dillon did.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Good amateur fighter.
I mean, the shit talking is great. They're selling it and all of these things. But if they're gonna get in the ring and perform like this, the shelf life on this is.
I give more blame to Dillon than I do Logan, though.
Well, of course, absolutely.
Way more blame.
Dillon went in there and he wanted to fight more once the security was in the ring. It was he was more active in that moment than he was the entire fight.
Right.
So it's just like, is it just a circus? Is it just and so that's what I'm saying. It's just like, all right, cool. But if it's not going to be any real fighting in the ring, the shelf life is expiring.
It's just unfortunate because there is great professional boxers right now. Boxing isn't in a terrible state, but competing when you're a consumer and you're competing with all the subscriptions that we have, and then you add in a pay-per-view or add in whatever streaming service is putting the fight on, you're going to go towards the bullshit. Like you're going to go with more of the excitement of leading up to it rather than the sport itself. So I don't know if boxing just needs...
I mean, take the gloves off of them. Take the gloves off of them and let's get into
then I don't think you're getting any punch.
No. Let's take the gloves off.
Actually, not a bad idea.
What they should do is put Logan Paul, put Dillon, put them in the slap. The slap. What is the slap?
The slap league.
Let's do that.
Dana.
Let's do that. Because now it's like, okay, it's gonna be contact, right? Somebody's gonna both people possibly get touched unless you knock somebody out with the first slap. So I mean, I think that's where you go from this. Like, listen, take off the gloves, take them out of the boxing ring. Let's let these two stand there and let's let them slap each other.
Power slap. It's all UFC.
Let's get into the power slap. Put these gentlemen into power slap.
Nah, and maybe I fell into the trap on that Logan and Jake Paul documentary. Was that on Netflix?
Oh yeah, that was Netflix. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe because not to say I wasn't a fan of them or a hater. I just didn't particularly care. I watched their stuff, but I had no real opinion on either of them. Mm-hmm. That did make me like them a little bit more because I do see that they take this shit seriously. They were fucking dumb young kids on the internet. They grew up,
Logan,
and now they're taking things seriously. Like I had a lot more respect for them once I saw the behind the scenes shit. I don't think Logan would go for the slap shit because I think he really takes this shit for real. Like I don't think this is a YouTube money play for him anymore. I think he really wants to be a great boxer.
He's not going to be a great boxer.
I think two things can be true here.
I don't think he's doing it for free.
He's not going to be a great boxer.
Of course, no. He's a natural marketer.
But that's what I'm saying. Well, I agree to Simone's point. I don't think he's going to be a great boxer.
Jake is the better. Jake is the better fighter.
Jake's a great fighter.
He's definitely doing it for the YouTube.
Jake is a better fighter to me. Logan is obviously, he's taller, he's stronger, things like that.
He's roided up.
But he's roided up for sure. But I mean, if you want to make it entertaining, let these guys talk all this shit, do all the marketing that they're doing, and then put them in power slap.
But I don't think it ends until Jake and Logan fight each other.
That's not going to happen.
Why? It should.
That's the Manny Floyd fight.
No, it's not.
That's the Triple G.
That's the way that ends an era in boxing.
No. And they've had a tumultuous relationship. They've gone from beefing on YouTube.
Jake was the first person in the ring when that bell rang and Dillon was still trying to fight.
No, I'm saying right now they're in a very good space, but their relationship has been fractured many times. So say it gets that bad again and they need a fight.
Has brothers ever fought in boxing?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Like big time?
I just don't think that's what I mean.
But shit, if they're going to do these little half-ass fights, these little exhibition scrums, they could, you know how much money they could make if they marketed
fuck that. Bring power slapping into this, man. Power slapping is the future. Because they need to bring power slapping with these artists. Let these rappers get into power slap.
These podcasts.
I would love to see that. Let these podcasts, put us in power slap because I got a few niggas I want to slap the shit out of. You understand what I'm saying? Like let's
from the hips too.
Oh my God.
I want to throw from the hips.
I've been walking around slapping. Well, I've been slapping.
That wouldn't be arm. That would come from this area.
Oh man, I've been slapping sheetrock for 7 months. I can't wait to slap one of these niggas. Are you kidding me?
But that's what's funny with the quote unquote great marketers online. None of them are gonna fight.
Right.
That's why I give these guys some credit.
Right.
Because if the streamers and the podcasters and everyone got in the ring, people would buy that just to laugh. Because 99.9% of the people don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
So that would be funny to watch. This is like just kind of in the middle.
This is funny to watch. I'm not watching Logan Paul and Dillon thinking like this is gonna be Tommy Hearns and fucking this is just more
Marvin
Hagler. Like I'm not thinking that.
Boring because they're taking it seriously. Either be ridiculous, like when Peter Guns fought the other guy from Love and Hip Hop, Cisco.
Okay.
And either do that ridiculous shit or professional boxing. This is the middle ground where it's boring because they take it seriously.
Power slap is the middle ground. Both of you gentlemen cannot really fight.
Hosted by Ebro?
Yeah. Both of you gentlemen can't really fight. Put you in power slaps, entertain it. We know somebody's going to get touched. Somebody may go to sleep. You don't have to have much fighting skill. You just got to be able to slap. I love it. I think that's a great middle ground. Don't put them in a boxing ring because none of these guys can box. Leave them out of that. Power slap, one-on-one, referee standing there, have the gentleman behind you ready to catch you in case you go to sleep. I think that's where the money is. Go to power slapping.
But you have to understand, these podcasters and YouTubers have money and they're petty. They will definitely get some surgery to put some titanium in their hands.
Nah,
I know I would.
Some built-in brass knuckles.
I would put a cork in my hand.
No, they still got to check your palms. You know they got to check
with an X-ray.
Yeah, before you leave the dressing room, they got to check your hands and make sure. I think that's a great middle ground. Put these guys in power slap. It's not a mockery on boxing. It's something totally different, something new. This is totally different and new. I think it's a perfect combination.
Yeah.
Except if you're slapping Shaq. Anybody going in there trying to power slap against Shaq, you better hope and pray you go first and you knock him out.
You need weight classes.
You need to jump.
Oh yeah, you got to have weight classes.
It could be sponsored by Reebok.
Sponsored by Reebok. Speaking of Reebok, Shaq and Allen Iverson are now the president
and vice president.
Vice president of Reebok basketball. Not Reebok, the entire company, Reebok basketball. I think both of these gentlemen have lifetime deals with Reebok as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know Shaq. I think AI does. I'm not sure if Shaq does. But that's dope that two gentlemen who were signed to Shaq in their playing career have now in their retirement moved on into the corporate part of the Reebok basketball division. I think that it's still going to be tough for them to kind of like pull players over to Reebok
and compete
only because you're dealing with the powerhouse, obviously, of Nike and Adidas and things like that. But I do think that Shaq and Allen Iverson being in the corporate side of Reebok basketball, I think helps the brand. I think it gives them a lot of access to some of the newer generation of guys coming up. I don't know how much it does as far as, again, guys wanting to sign with Reebok because a lot of these kids grew up, they don't wear Reebok, they wear Nikes growing up.
They wore questions. I mean, they probably didn't wear Shaqs, but they wore questions.
I don't know if a lot of these kids now
actually
wore Iverson.
Now that I think about it,
I don't think a lot of these kids wore. A lot of these kids now are Kobe and LeBron babies. Yeah, these are the Nike babies that are coming into the league now. But I mean, either way, I think it's dope for Shaq and AI to be in the corporate.
Well, then let me ask you this question: was this, and we're speculating, was this just a headline grab, a name grab, or do we think Shaq and AI are actually on the ground in the boardrooms with revamping Reebok basketball?
Well, AI, I know for sure the last few years, he's been making a lot of appearances on behalf of Reebok. He's still getting a lot of money from them when he signed as a player. So I know that AI is actively involved. Shaq has had like a lot of deals. Obviously, he's one of the greatest businessmen, greatest marketing guys that the sport has ever seen.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense. But at the same, Shaq has a classic sneaker with Reebok, as well as AI.
Right.
They're both Hall of Famers. One is a 4. Shaq has 4 titles, 4-time world champion.
5.
No, I think he has 4. I think Kobe had one more than him. Kobe had 5.
Okay, yeah. No, I got one with.
No, but he got one in Miami.
He has 4.
They both got one.
He has 4.
Both got ones, yeah.
He has 4.
Shaq has 4 and Kobe has 5.
Kobe has 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I think Reebok's in an interesting position because to your point of the young kids like being more Braun babies makes sense. But also these kids have more access to information and I think are more business savvy than any group of NBA players ever.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas, they could have grown up loving Nike and loving Adidas, these kids, they're businessmen.
Yeah.
If Reebok has the right situation for them, I could see one of the young top draft picks wanting to go with Reebok and start their own legacy. I think these kids have a different mentality.
That takes a certain type of kid.
True, but I think
a lot of these big names, the top draft picks, when they come out, they are telling their agents, Nike.
Again,
talk to Nike. I'm not talking to nobody else.
I think these kids grew up in a different era than you and I as far as being aware of business savvy shit. And sometimes they won't run to a brand just because that's the popular brand or the brand that they grew up wearing. If Reebok has a good situation, good money, equity, add in Shaq and Iverson, I think Reebok could really make a move if they're willing to put the finance behind it and willing to give these kids some shit in return as far as ownership. Then I think Reebok could make that turn.
I'm from experience of speaking to the young athletes. Their thing coming into the league is they want to be associated with a brand that is obviously something that they associate with themselves in real life. Everybody wears Nike. You wear the lifestyle Nike stuff, you wear the performance Nike stuff, it's Nike. It's going to be very hard for a Shaq and an Iverson to convince a young kid who grew up his entire life looking at the swoosh, looking at Jordan, looking at Kobe, looking at LeBron, and convince them to wear Reebok. Reebok is not as strong in lifestyle as far as apparel and things like that. You don't see a lot of these young kids wearing Reebok sweatsuits. You don't see a lot of these young kids wearing Reebok, apparel. It's Nike, it's the swoosh. So Nike, Reebok now bringing in Shaq and Iverson, yes. Will kids sit and talk with them? Obviously, it's Iverson, one of the most influential athletes of all time. But it's going to be very hard because I know kids will take no money or they'll take less money just to be associated with Nike and get free Nike apparel and get all of the Kobe's before they come out and get all of the, LeBrons and all these other sneakers before they come out, before they'll say, okay, I'll sign with Reebok and they'll maybe design my own shoe. But how many units? We've seen superstars sign with Adidas like a James Harden. He can't sell any sneakers, and that's Adidas.
Yeah. But
so it's going to be very hard to get kids to wear Reebok.
But then you have to look. That's true and untrue because Under Armour had like one of the most #1 selling shoes with Steph Curry, and we didn't even really know that. He sold more basketball sneakers than any other athlete for a certain amount of years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's Steph Curry, I'm aware. But I never saw anyone wearing like the Steph Currys. I just didn't. But it was selling everywhere. And Steph was what, the 7th pick? He turned out to be
maybe 8.
Steph Curry. There's only one Steph Curry.
7.
But there is a chance that Reebok could scoop someone in the lower first round that ends up being a great player.
Now,
that has to do that. They have to pair it with lifestyle, though. If they're not doing...
What did you just say, though? It would take a great player.
I mean, it happened with Nike, too.
Steph Curry is a lifetime, once-in-a-lifetime talent, right? So when you have a once-in-a-lifetime talent, he's not tatted up. He's not super muscular. He looks like the average guy working at the arena. So you tie all of that in with him now going on the court and dominating. That's why Under Armour was able to do what they did with Steph Curry.
I agree.
It's going to take somebody of Steph Curry's talent and level to now convince kids to wear Reebok. It's not, that doesn't happen very often.
But it goes in decades. Like Nike was losing to Adidas. They got Jordan, of course, a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Same thing with Steph, though. And Iverson as well. Even though he was the number 1 pick, like going to Reebok wasn't the shit. And that worked out for Reebok. It does happen for all these brands.
Yeah, but
even D-Wade going to Converse, I think, it didn't turn out to be crazy, but it did well for Converse. No one was buying Converse at that time, unless you were buying the Chucks and you were gangbanging.
I think that Reebok is going to have to like totally revamp and redesign their shoe.
They got to do lifestyle with this basketball shit.
They got to do lifestyle things. They got to do it. They got to
go get Offset.
It's got to be a whole revamp, and of course they're going to do that. They're going to bring in a bunch of artists and entertainers to kind of give it a new look. The same way with New Balance. New Balance is now focusing more on their lifestyle stuff.
With Puma too.
With Puma, obviously the same thing. So Reebok is going to have to follow suit. They're going to have to do all of that, but it takes the one athlete for them to have to propel and push that whole thing. And I don't know if they get their hands.
Is Wembanyama signed to N1 yet?
Or Ice Spice?
Who?
Wembanyama,
he's going Nike. There's no way Nike.
Yeah, I don't think Nike ever.
Nike is going to throw him half the campus.
Yeah.
They're going to like, listen, you want this whole west side of the campus? It's yours. Like,
you see the highlights from his game so far?
Crazy.
Wembanyama, listen, they're going to.
What is he, 7'4"?
Yeah.
He's going to be someone that, number one, he's going to be tested after every game. They're going to have to drug test him after every game because I think the things that he's getting ready to do in the NBA, we've never seen nothing like.
He called for an alley-oop from behind the 3-point line.
Yeah, it's
and then took 2 steps, caught it, and dunked it.
The things, the way he's getting ready to, what I believe, the way he's getting ready to dominate the NBA. We've never seen nothing like this.
It's feats of athleticism that we've never seen, just due in part because of how tall he is. Like that one, he got the rebound and then dunked over the Miami dude, but both of his feet were outside the restricted area.
Yeah,
like no one can just.
It's not just that he's tall.
Yeah,
he has everything. He can literally dribble, shoot, and pass the basketball.
Yeah,
he can do everything. So. Reebok won't. Reebok is not getting women.
They can't afford.
We know that.
No. They could probably afford Ice Spice.
I think Ice Spice would be the right call for that.
Well, I think Ice Spice would be dope because if she brings back the 5411s, if they give her her own version of the 5411s, and let her do that.
Her parents hadn't even met yet when 5411s were.
Yes, they did.
She was born in what, 2005?
Yeah. It was. You think her parents didn't know each other in like the late 90s?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
The 54. If Ice Spice, if they give her like an orange, if they let her do like an orange red version of the 5411s, I think those would take off.
But with inflation, how much are they going to cost?
Now you got to leave it at $54.11. $54.11.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
If you're cost that much.
If you're gonna market it, it has to be as the $54.11. It can't be. Don't start charging $80, $100 retailers. Don't buy them with your bots online and start charging $200 for them. That's not what's
gonna happen.
But I think that it'd be dope for her, a girl from the Bronx, and get her own signature $54.11. I think that'd be fire.
Did you guys catch her performances on SNL?
Yeah. I mean, I saw some clips. I didn't sit down and stop what I was doing to watch
Banging the Spice
mood with Lauren Michaels. But I mean, it looked cool. I'm happy. SNL needs to do this type of shit.
You said she's terrible?
Her performance is
she's so monotone.
Bad.
Yeah.
Like
her music is
monotone. An artist that like makes such like upbeat, fun music. Yeah, I don't see how it gets worse when you do it yourself.
Wait, her music is monotone, even if the beat is very up-tempo. Her videos, even though there's a bunch of shit going around her, she's just standing there being monotone.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like they do it.
So why would you think it'd be differently?
No, I know her performances have always been terrible. I'm saying it looks like a high school talent show. Like it's so slow, and you could tell she couldn't really do like her bend over, wipe, like major ass shaking moments because it's SNL.
Yeah.
So it was just so boring. I don't know.
This is for a very specific audience, though.
Not hers.
Like this SNL is, I get they try to cross over and bring, the heavy hip hop and, that type of thing to it, but it's just not. Sometimes it doesn't hit. And I think Ice Spice is not the type of artist that SNL would hit for.
This is for SNL to try to get a younger crowd for this Saturday, and it's for parents to maybe tell their kids that they listen to Ice Spice more.
Ice Spice's crowd and her demo does not care about SNL.
Of course not. But her diehard fans will tune into SNL that would never watch SNL to watch this, so it's good for SNL. I don't think Ice Spice left Saturday night with more fans, but I think SNL definitely got more eyes from a different demographic.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But, I mean, it was cool, and they tried to do the younger generation by pairing her with Pete as the host.
Skeet.
Pete, listen, man, if there's one thing Pete Davidson keeps, it's an opportunity. They will not let that kid go away.
No.
I mean, granted, I know he's an alumni of Saturday Night Live, and him hosting makes total sense, but boy, does that kid get it.
Running the combo.
And opportunity after opportunity. It just does not.
That's great for him.
He did more skits on Saturday than he did his entire tenure at SNL.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He had like one character that they would run like once every, month. But
I think Pete Davidson I think he's, I don't really have an opinion. I'm kind of indifferent when it comes to him, but I just don't think he's that funny. Like, that's just me. Like, I mean, I've seen certain things. I've seen a roast that he was on. I mean, he had a couple of moments, but
he wasn't bad on the Justin Bieber roast.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah. I don't think he's like that funny. He may be a cool guy in real life, but I just the clips and the times that I've seen him, I wasn't really like impressed.
His acting isn't terrible. He pretty much plays himself for the most part, but I think his role is better in movies than it is in stand up. In my opinion,
he's one of those.
But I don't know, man. Good for him. He stays with. He won't go away.
I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in I don't know how long. I think the last time I watched it, I think Dave Chappelle was hosting.
Oh, really?
So
like that's the times I watch it.
They catch a few good sketches every now and then. They have great people there. I don't know if it's the writers' room. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they're on NBC and they can only go so far with stuff, but they'll catch some every now and then. I'm not a huge SNL hater like the rest of the world. I think every now and then it's pretty funny.
How long ago do you guys think
they go like 1 for 12 per Saturday?
The weekend update is where it kind of
that and my favorite group of writers that they brought on board are those Please Don't Destroy guys.
Yeah, they're great.
They're the best part of that show.
Man, bring back In Living Color, man. Where's Keenan Ivory Wayans when you need him?
You think that's gonna hit in 2023?
That's what's gonna work.
That was Keenan. In Living Color was way better than SNL has ever been.
I know.
I just don't think network comedy is ever going to work again.
Exactly.
After the internet, is it even possible to do something?
That's where I was going to say. Like the fall off was really like around like the strong fall off was like around like 08, 09.
Yeah.
Like they were making their shorts, having it live on the web.
But In Living Color was like I have never seen an episode of In Living Color that wasn't a great episode.
If you could do In Living Color on a Max and they can push it and they can go there. They can go over the line. Yeah, I think it would be great. But on a network, I don't think network comedy is ever going to work. It's done.
And Living Color has birthed maybe more legends than Saturday Night Live.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
And Living Color has birthed a lot.
I mean, let's name them: Jim Carrey, Tommy Davidson,
Jennifer Lopez,
Damon Wayans, just the Wayans family. Period. J-Lo.
I mean, but then you get into Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd,
Will Ferrell.
I don't know if I'm putting Dan Aykroyd up there with
Mike Myers.
Yeah, I was about to say Mike Myers.
It's
SNL. Chris Rock.
It's also to SNL to the advantage of SNL is they're getting new cast members or getting new faces all the time. So it's kind of
been on for 30 fucking years.
Yeah,
and Living Color was only a few years.
Yeah,
but I mean, Living Color was legendary.
Again,
I just don't think it'll live in 2023. This not well.
Reminds me of a conversation I was having with a friend not too long ago. When's the last time, to the point of we can't make stuff like we used to, not even like bring back racism or anything like that, but it's like
it's still here.
But when's the last time we got like a real good comedy film, like one that universally was loved but was on the ledge, like comedically, like a Hangover series? Like, where are those kind of things? We haven't gotten a good comedy film in a very long time.
Well, I don't think studios are investing in them at all. Everything is with proven Avengers shit.
Right.
Like, are any studios dumping money into the next comedy trilogy.
But even like a dirty script, not even a trilogy, like the one on like
Sausage Party.
No.
Yeah, but
Sausage
like,
Party was funny,
was
and
funny,
that pushed the line on a bunch of shit.
That was, but again, we're doing it through the guise of kitchen appliances and like food. I'm talking about like the way This Is the End was even. I'll even throw that one in the mix. I'm just trying to think. Like I haven't seen a good dirty comedy.
It's just not the market for it anymore. It's all comic book
That market
movies.
is done.
But we're saying that market is done, but at the same time, comedy is bigger than it's ever been. Stand-up comedy is, these guys are selling out more arenas than artists do.
I know, but and at that time when we were getting all those great comedy movies, stand-up was probably at its lowest. There was like one famous comedian in stand-up.
Right.
Like Dane Cook, and then we were getting a bunch of great funny movies.
Yeah.
It's just flipped. And I don't know if those guys are movie stars. Like that's the difference.
No, I'm not saying act in them. I just mean write. Like just those, I feel like those scripts aren't even being considered. Like I don't expect to see like Shane Gillis and those guys do. They'd have their script show, but I don't expect them to do a blockbuster film.
All I know is Coming to America 2 was terrible.
Yeah, that's just ass.
This remake era is trash. I hate all.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
That shit was terrible.
I'm with Demaris.
That nigga.
I went in thinking it was going to be so bad, and
bro, he was in
cool.
Africa for all those years. He came to Queens and found his son in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
he pulled up to the garden and was like, "Hey."
You know that?
That's how it starts.
Oh wait, the first Coming to America was really realistic too?
Absolutely, way more realistic than this part 2 shit.
You guys argue.
They lost their luggage as soon as they got to Queens. Niggas got robbed. That's some realistic shit. Just happened to me. It lost my luggage at LaGuardia. I can relate to that. You don't come to America. You wasn't in America for years, and you pull up to the garden, and your son is just on the sidewalk walking
out of Penn State.
You never met him before. Like, hey, you just saw a drawing of him and was like, "Oh, that's my son right there."
That was a little
like, come on, man.
But after that, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
I thought it was going to be way worse than it really.
That shit was terrible. That was terrible. They should have never touched that. We're not going to even get into the house party that LeBron did.
Oh yeah.
Did we not just talk about that? Was that on Patreon or the regular episode?
How bad was that?
Might have been. We definitely talked about it though.
Yeah.
Last time.
I'm just saying, like that was. It's just certain things, there's certain cult classics. We need to just leave it alone. Let's write something new.
What did you think of Adonis's remake of Little Bow Wow Basketball, which was also a remake of Curtis Blow Basketball?
My man.
Was that what it was a remake of Basketball?
I was just trying to remember a kid rapper in a basketball video.
Mm.
Oh. I didn't see this yet. I didn't see the video yet.
Is it going number 1?
So this is the song that was on the end of is it Fear of Heights?
Daylight.
Which was a great beat. I wish Drake actually rapped on this beat.
I wished he rapped on the If I Ruled the World
interlude
chopped and screwed sample.
Well, this was fun. I mean, Adonis is probably the coolest kid at the school now. Imagine if you could take all your friends from school and shoot high budget video.
Adonis was the coolest kid at school before this.
Yeah, before he was publicly known as Drake's kid. He was the coolest kid in school.
Now he's
what if Dan Aykroyd's son is at that school too?
Let me tell you something.
What if another Canadian legend?
Dan Aykroyd's son has nothing on Drake's son at all. Trust me.
What if all the kids at his school are really into the Blues Brothers?
That would be awkward. What school is this? Is this
a Canadian school?
Oh, well, yeah, it would be. I didn't see this. I didn't see the video, but I did hear the song.
Well, this is the extended.
Yeah.
Like we get a full.
No, there's way
freestyle.
more. There's verses.
No, he went off. This should have been a timestamp.
Wait, is this Adonis' timestamp?
Yeah. This is Adonis' song.
My man freestyle.
9 a.m. at nap time.
Oh, I'm
9 a.m. Where?
Nap time. I don't know. What do kids do?
They're not taking a nap at 9 a.m. I can tell you that.
Like 12 p.m. in France.
That would be the kids' version.
That's it. That would be his version.
Mad Bed Bugs.
I will say though, as someone that even was like critical of the Drake album to some degree, everyone on Twitter and then you guys need to let this go. The way this infuriated people on the timeline, y'all are weird.
People are weird, man. People are weird, man.
I had some critical thoughts, but he can't shoot a video with his son.
People are weird, bro.
What were people saying? I only saw.
Oh, I saw
positive.
fucking like parenting op-eds of this shit. Like this is gonna ruin his life. I'm like, he had fun.
This is gonna ruin.
He had fun with his friends Adonis's.
I feel like being Drake's son. That's the.
Yeah.
Who's saying this is gonna ruin Adonis's life?
I'm telling you, they were on the timeline saying this is just shitty parenting.
People are just.
He's with his friends and they're playing basketball.
Yeah, and where's your son at? See, that's what you got to start asking these people on the timeline. Where are your kids at?
Also, this is what every kid does, regardless. They just happen to have, a camera.
They just sit the camera, and he invited his friends over to play basketball, and they just shot and filmed everything.
Devil's advocate. right? Because I'm not one of those people. I think this is harmless. I can see where people can say introducing your child to this amount of fame and popularity when you're Drake can have a negative effect on his development as a kid. I can see why people would say that.
Introducing your son to
this level of fame,
like putting him out,
at such
you know what I'm saying, at such an early age, to receive so much criticism at such an early age. Well, and be introduced to how awful the internet is at such an early age could be harmful to his development. I can see why.
Well, Drake's son, he's not on social media.
Yeah, he's not on social media.
He's not on the internet.
I doubt he has a phone where he's reading these comments.
No, he broke his iPad, so we're good.
That is true. He did break his iPad.
Yeah, he's not. His son is not going to see this. I think that this is just Drake's way of, his son probably wanted to shoot a video. He probably wanted to, obviously his dad, he wanted to lay a song down. So his dad gave him the opportunity to do that. And it was his birthday. So this is kind of like just his birthday gift kind of a thing. You got your video out now. You got your song streaming now. And it's probably all the proceeds going to him. And when he gets 18, 21, great.
And unfortunately, like, they've already been really mean to Adonis when Drake braids his hair. Like, he's gotten a lot of hate before this came out.
Well, people are weird, man. People will project their, emotions and feelings because they feel like, this is a privileged kid. They don't have the privilege of giving their child the lifestyle that Drake can give his. It's just weird people that have access to the internet. They're gonna project things. This right here is nothing. This is another famous guy who has a son who now his son wants to do what his dad did. This is no different than a bunch of other famous dads that have kids.
I mean, it's better than, North on TikTok with Ice Spice. But that's another conversation. But since Adonis did put his art out there, it is now liable to judge, and we can now compare. Who do you guys have in a battle, Adonis or Blue? Blue has a freestyle out as well. Adonis now has a freestyle out. Who are we taking in the battle?
I don't know. I got to live with my man a little bit more.
I like Adonis.
Paul's biased.
You haven't heard my man out yet?
Yeah, I haven't.
You got to see what it does to the club.
I got to move around with my man playing. I got to see, you know what I'm saying? I got to see where Adonis is trying to take the culture, what he's trying to do. So I didn't really live with the my man freestyle yet.
I mean, the Boom Shakalaka scheme that Blue had makes me lean a little bit. And she said she's never seen a ceiling in her whole life. In this basketball gym, there's clearly a ceiling. So
yeah, you're right.
I don't know if that puts a one up Blue, but Adonis,
he's not abolishing ceilings.
Yeah.
I got to just live with the my man freestyle a little more. I got to hear how I go off. Eddin, let me know how I go off when you play it at the spot.
Yeah.
Let me know the reaction to it. Let me know what people are saying.
No, I got him.
Yeah, let me know what people are saying.
Is my man pushing the gay agenda?
See, you're one of those people that should not write op-eds or even talk about children. You are the transgender teacher that's reading these gay books to our kids.
No, I'm taking.
You are what Fox News is talking.
I'm taking
about.
the Tucker
Stop
Carlson
bringing.
No, you're not.
Stop bringing that into children's stuff.
All the time?
That's his only song all the time.
This is his first record.
This is his life's work.
This is his first attempt.
This is his life's work.
No, I think this is cool though, man. I think giving your son an opportunity to have his own video and his own song is super cool. So
and just, I mean, the flex. I've broken an iPad before, and I was really upset. Adonis didn't seem to care at all.
Yeah, he wrote a whole song about it.
He's not worried about that.
Just got another one. Anyways, do we have voicemails?
You've got mail.
Yeah, I want to give you guys an option today. We can go the relationship route, or we can go
let's break people up again.
A music route.
Give me that relationship.
Music. Yeah.
Okay.
If you had control of the Barbs, the Beehive, and the Swifties for one day, what would you do? I would do either one or two things. I would either do like a flash mob in like the train station where we all do like the same dance. I don't know, maybe we get sturdy. Maybe we bring back the thunderclap. Who knows? Or I would decrease the wage gap and make unions mandatory in every trade. One of those two. I don't know. But you got 24 hours with all those fan bases. What would you do?
How do those fan bases change the wage gap?
I'm assuming they're all women. So was that like a jab at like
so it's the
pay?
Swifties, the
Barbs,
and the Beehive.
And the Beehive.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to have them at your disposal for your agenda for the day.
It's kind of weird, but yeah.
Oh, and pull out your phones and stream my album.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah, it's personal, but I get it.
I like that.
Mine's a little more severe.
Wait. Before we get there.
I think that I would take...
You bring them to Lebanon?
Wow.
Close.
I would take the Swifties and like go to every mom and pop coffee shop and just buy out all the chai tea lattes.
That's kind of lit.
I think that's
just the
what
chai
Swifties-
tea latte?
Yeah, I think that's just the Swifties do. I think they like go to like coffee shops and like,
But there's more of a menu.
Oh, so you'd want them to have like a fun day.
yeah,
Okay.
like make it fun.
You'd want them to just be following you saying, oh my God, this is so us.
Yeah.
Every time that you walked into the coffee shop. Yeah.
Exactly.
What would you do with the barbs, Julian?
The barbs? Oh, no, it's collectively. We get all of them.
Oh.
No, you had to pick one, I think, for the day.
No, he said if you can control
Oh, you get all of them?
all of them.
Oh man, the Beehive. Damn, what would I want the Beehive to do?
So you would have them do separate things.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I have my real answer outside of the first, I'd make them stream the album. Then I would do a real life version of Squid Game, Swifties versus Beehive versus the Barbs.
That'd be fun.
Battle to the death.
Who do you think
Let's solve this.
Who do you think would win, though?
The Barbs.
Demaris
I don't know.
Barbs.
But like the Swifties are always, they're white women, and I feel like white women generally get what they want. So they would suck
During
at all the
Squid Games?
games, but they
When
would
it
just
comes
end up
to you.
winning just because.
I think the Beehive
What'd you say?
in a battle royale would win.
I think the Beehive has the most intellect, but I think the Barbs are just
you're-
willing to go that extra mile.
You're on a ledge with that one.
You think the Beehive has the most intellect?
Out of the Swifties and the Barbs,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Beehive. Yeah.
Swifties are young though.
Swifties are young. The Barbs are kind of like
Annoying.
rebellious. They'll tear shit up.
They're going by their own rules, so they don't
Yeah.
really need
Yeah.
math
They don't like squid.
or reading.
Yeah.
Or games.
I think the Beehive is just like all like women in their like late 20s, early 30s.
It's a lot
like
of
that's the
men.
same thing
It's
with
a lot of
Swifties.
men in
Men
the Beehive too, though.
Oh, yes.
It's a lot of men in the Beehive. In the Barbs too, but I think there's more men in the Beehive.
Nah,
than the
there's more
Barbs.
men in the Barbs. The Barbs
think
are
so?
almost
For
all
sure.
men.
I thought I was the only man in the Barbs.
You said they're almost
No.
all men?
The
You're the
Barbs
only-
are gay men.
Being a man in the Barbs is sick.
Yeah.
Is it?
She has a
To me.
huge gay.
She has a
fan base.
huge. She has
Yeah.
the gay fan base.
Actually, all
Well, I'm
three
not
of them
gay,
have a pretty
but
gay fan
I'm a
base.
Barb.
Swifties got some
But
gays.
Nicki,
Swifties
I'm
got
telling
the
you,
gays
Nicki
and
has
Beyonce's.
the gays.
Swifties have the gays too?
Nah.
Of course.
Oh, they
Are you
all
kidding
do.
me?
Really?
all
I didn't.
do.
I don't
But
know.
I agree with Demaris. I feel like the Barbs got it.
Nikki has the gays. Nikki has the
The
violent
intense
gays.
gays.
She has like
I
I'll
thought-
fuck you up gays.
Yeah, she.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
The
seen.
Swifty gays are trading bracelets and shit. They're pussy. The like Barb gays are like knock you the fuck out.
I don't know. We got threatened by the Swifties before. Remember
Like yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
often.
the guy,
Weekly, he
that same one guy?
I'm being quiet because I believe him.
Yeah, he'll run up
for
on us.
harassment. That's just like so awful.
I just delete his comments.
Yeah,
Sue him for harassment. I mean, I doubt he would
Suing
make money.
somebody for harassment because they're a Swifty and you're not is.
No, because
Oh no, he's been threatening
their
to
lives.
kill us all.
No, he's been threatening our lives.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had a death threat before.
Oh, every day. I get it
no,
refreshed right
But
now.
like he has like school shooter face.
Oh, okay. He's
Yeah.
one of those.
Like he looks like he
Yeah.
means it.
he look like he'll do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, got you.
Wait, so what would you do with all the collective groupies?
I would bring him to Gaza
Oh my
and
God.
then let our tax dollars do their thing.
We got another voicemail.
Yeah, let's do the other one. Let's do the relationship voicemail as well. Jesus, why? Why?
How do you feel about this scenario? I have a child with a girl. Our
Yikes.
relationship doesn't work the way I want it to. But we end up, like me and my child's mother, we decide we want a second child, but we only want the second child between the two of us. So meaning like our kids will have the same father, same mother type situation, but we may not be together. Is that crazy? Like, especially if I'm in a different relationship now, like, is that,
well, you added a whole
you know,
new element to that one.
Right.
the next relationship? Like, I just kind of believe in the whole family structure thing. Like, even if we're not together, even though I know that sounds crazy in itself, but like, I just wanted to kind of get a second opinion on that. I feel like that's something that people don't really talk about.
Signing
All right.
up a second child for a broken home is after you already broke the home with the first one is crazy.
No, but I think if you guys are both,
Was that Will Smith?
might have been him.
Wow,
Who was that?
wow.
It's right before Jaden was born. If you're separated but co-parenting well and both single, yeah, I think there's a world where that can work, where you guys want another kid but don't want to do the second baby father, second baby mother thing. But if you're in a relationship now, that's crazy. I wouldn't even know how you would go about like explaining that.
Like, yo, I want my kids to have the same mother and father,
Kind of. That was the only angle I could think of. It's like I want my kids to share the same DNA.
same mother and father.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. So when she had that baby and it's up crying at 3 a.m., you gonna be there with her? Because if you're not there with her, I'm a judge. But if you are there with her, I'm gonna break up with you. So like either way, it's
I think we
a
should-
lose-lose situation.
I think we should like move my new girl into the house. We all live together, right? And it's like we're all one family.
No, because then I have to listen to somebody's baby cry that I didn't birth.
So
You've done that before. Like niece's nephew.
all right, what if it's like this? What if he has a baby? He wants to have a baby with her because he wants all his kids to have the same, but then he also wants to have a child with you too.
So then all his kids wouldn't have the same.
Yeah. No. Meaning like, I have two with them. But the baby mother, she wants a third child, but she doesn't want it to be with a different guy. So then she's like, yo, listen, like, let's have another baby, but we're not together. But now me and my other girl are together. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have another child with her, but you and I are still together, and we're gonna have our own child as well too. But my first baby mother wants a third child. Like,
your baby mother can help raise this motherfucker that I'm about to pop out.
This is a setup for failure. And I'm
I
curious if
I feel like some people get this off. Though.
Oh, people get it off, sure, but I
just seen somebody with two girls pregnant at the same time, and they was all like hanging out together.
You think this is say he's not in a relationship with another woman? If that variable is removed and it's just him that wants to have another kid with his baby mama, that's fine then.
Yeah, of
because
course.
there's no one else involved.
Listen,
what's wrong with that?
It always comes down to this. If you have enough money, anything is possible.
Look at it, Cannon.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Okay, well, let's talk to him like he's the average working man. Let's not.
And let's talk to him if he got 100 million too.
Okay, but let's not talk to him as if he has 100 million.
I mean,
he's probably just a regular guy. So let's talk to him like he's a regular guy.
No, I'm just saying the scenario. Let's talk about it from both sides. Let's talk about it from a guy that just has a 9 to 5, honest man, hardworking, and let's talk about it from a guy that's a fucking oil tycoon.
If you got the money, it definitely makes it easier. Now, if you don't, that's expensive.
And does she want kids? Like,
yeah,
I'd hope so.
Well, the woman that wants
And so she's gonna be stepmom. She's being stepmom now to your one kid. Gonna have another kid. She'll be stepmom number two, and then wants to have her own kid.
She doesn't have to be stepmom.
Oh no, she's not with him. Yeah, exactly.
All right, maybe not stepmom per se, but if you're gonna be with that girl and have a baby with her, your other two kids are gonna be around her. Like, she's part of the mix now. How is she not part of the mix?
But she's not stepmom.
She's all right. She's adjacent mom.
Let me tell you something.
They're all gonna have kids. Their kids are gonna be siblings. Like, you don't think that her kid is gonna be over at their house and their kids are gonna be over at their house?
Even if he doesn't have a kid with his current girlfriend, if they're serious, if you're ever dating a good father, you're going to come into there's no way you're not going to come into contact with his kid, or even if you don't come into contact with the kid, that kid will affect your life, especially when you're dating a good dad.
And you gotta buy all the McDonald's.
Like, you have to, like, when you're dating a good father, things are going to pop up. Like, for example, Rory, you know what he had to do because of his situation earlier. Like, kids get sick, kids get tired. Like, like I could be laying in bed with my man. My kid is sick. I gotta go. Like, that's
he takes care of his kids.
Her life.
Yeah, but like at some point though, like, because I've seen this happen too, where women will use the kid because it's like, I know you're in a new relationship, and I know the only time I can get to you is if it's something involving the kid. So like, say you call me, I'm with my girl, like, we're separated, you're my child's mother, I'm with my girl, we're home, we're chilling. You call me at 3 a.m. and say, hey, your daughter's sick or your son is sick, right? That doesn't necessarily mean I have to get up and leave and come to the house.
Yes, it does.
How sick is the kid? Like, is it like, do we have to go to the hospital? Is it just like a runny nose? Like, if it's a runny nose, I'm not leaving my house to come to the house because my kid has a runny nose. But that's just stupid.
Well, all right. Damn.
See, you say that's stupid, but like, coming from
a runny nose,
bro.
I mean, every kid has a runny nose.
I mean, let's be real. Come on,
kids do have runny noses, but at the end of the day, if I'm sick, I want my dad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not
like,
dropping all my things for a runny nose, though.
I'm not leaving my girl because my son has a runny nose, and you call me.
If I call my father and I say, "Yo, I'm sick. Like, I don't feel good.
Sick.
Can you come to me, please?"
That's different.
He's coming, no matter who the fuck he laid up with.
No, if the kid calls me,
yeah, that's different.
That's different.
Not
if
a
the
runny
kid.
nose.
I'm talking about my baby mother calls me like, "Yo, he got a little runny nose."
Oh well, you know.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not leaving my home to come because my kid has every kid has a runny. Who doesn't have a runny nose? You know what I'm saying? So certain things now, if it's a medical emergency, obviously everything stops and we have to take care of this.
What if she calls at 3 a.m. and says, hey, I want another kid? Are you leaving your girl?
Click.
Boop, Depends, boop,
boop. So the runny nose, fuck the firstborn.
Yeah.
Let's get the second one going.
Yeah, if you said that thing is ready right now, then I might have to come over there and see what's up.
I mean, elephant in the room, probably an easy answer though. Let's say his new girl agrees and is like, I get it. Have another kid. Do you think he goes about it the scientific way? Or do you think he beats and then lies to her and say they went about it the scientific way?
Nah, he ain't gonna lie. He gonna say he beat.
No, he's gonna say he nutted in a tube.
They can have a threesome.
Yo, having a threesome with your first baby mother and then getting her pregnant,
but with the intention to get her pregnant
in the threesome.
Like if I'm fucking he's fucking his girl and then he about to come, he like, yo, watch out.
Yeah.
Bring her back home.
watch out.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It takes a village.
It does.
Yo, let me see something.
That's still sick though. That's crazy.
And then she could be part of the threesome when he wants to get the new girl pregnant.
I feel like this
That's
is
a happy family.
Like this is family.
I think that's how family's supposed to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that feel more like
That's the New Testament, if I remember correctly.
Is this the life you want, Mal?
This is the life I want. I want that life.
It would be easier to have two girlfriends
Then
to raise a kid. Like 2 women in the house?
Oh yeah. Easily.
My God.
No doubt about it. Well, that's how
Y'all
amazing.
complain about the cost of one girlfriend. Y'all gonna go double it?
Who's
double
y'all?
the expense?
the cost of one girlfriend.
Who's y'all?
I don't complain, but it's like you don't really need
And they're both lactating at the same time.
Oh man.
I'll take a double.
That's kind of like being at
save money.
That's like being at Whole Foods. You can get hemp milk or you can get like oat milk.
Who needs formula?
You can feed them
There's
different.
4
so they
titties
taste
in the house.
different.
Yeah. Oh God. 4 titties?
Yeah.
Oh God. We got milk forever.
It's like an open bar.
It's a running tap.
It's not like an open.
It's not
When y'all next show, when y'all go back on the road.
Yeah.
Rory said it's like an open bar. That is
it
fucking
not?
crazy. I guess it is like an open bar.
Do we have one more? Or is that it for
Let's
voicemail?
table the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Any final thoughts, guys?
Final thoughts. Thanks again to Toronto, man.
Word.
Fun time in the city. I got to see my cousin. I hadn't seen him in about 20 years.
He got fat.
So he actually looks
is wrong
exactly
with
the
you,
same. Like, he looks exactly the same. So it was good to see. Shout out to my cousin Jason. Good seeing you, bro. So shout out to Toronto. Had a lot of fun. And looking forward to LA. LA, November 5th. We are back. November 17th, we are in London.
Yeah.
And December 1st, we are here home in New York. So get your tickets, NewRoryNMal.com. Thanks to everybody that came out to Toronto, bought merch.
If you want
available now,
if you want that exclusive
NewRoryNMal.com.
tour merch, make sure you get there. It's first come, first serve. And
If you want the tour merch,
Yeah, she went quick.
trust and believe, it is selling out it's sold out in Toronto. Most of it sold out. So I'm expecting the same in the other cities. I think that's what it is. Once people see the merch and they feel it, and they get, because sometimes you look at merch, because I've done that. I'm not going to say which artist sold me some of the worst merch I've ever bought in my life, and it was pretty expensive.
Say it.
Yeah.
But when I got it in the mail, I was like, this is some of the worst merch I've ever purchased in my life.
Say it.
Yeah.
Put a
One
bullet on
wash.
the name.
It's a dub.
Yeah, but this merch is a quality merch. So I think once people actually touch it and feel it and see it in person, that's why they bought it the way they did in Toronto. So NewRoryNMal.com now. Merch is available. Tour tickets are available.
VIP is meet and greet, just to make that very
The
clear.
VIP ticket is the meet and greet ticket. So if you're on Ticketmaster buying the tickets, the VIP ticket is the meet and greet ticket. I'm not sure if Ticketmaster verified that yet, if they cleared it up, but some people in Toronto were confused about that. So yes, VIP ticket is the meet and greet ticket. And we'll be in your city in a couple weeks. So see you soon.
Michael Jackson's Thriller returns to the top 100 on this week's Billboard, definitely because of our podcast.
Let's go.
That's what I heard too. Yeah.
He'll thank us later for that one.
You're welcome, Mike.
Congrats. I know you didn't want to bring up Drake, but congrats. He just, I think, passed Michael Jackson today.
Which one went at number 1? Was it the Yeet record or the Cole record?
I believe it was the Yeet record.
Yeah.
But we can
Poor Cole,
verify
man.
that.
Cole still doesn't have a number 1.
Damn.
That's great.
Yeet been in the game for like 2 years. Got number 1.
Yeah, but I mean, money for
no, it's first person shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, all right. Congrats to Cole.
Congrats to Cole.
Congrats, Jermaine.
Time Mike for the record. That's crazy.
Shout out to Drake for tying Michael Jackson with.
Rapping about it and then tying it on the same record you rapped about it.
That's hard.
That's ill.
Just that.
Yeah.
It's insane, man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Wow.
All right, well, my brother, it was another great ride.
Yes.
And look forward to having a great week. We'll talk to y'all soon. Be safe, be blessed. I'm that nigga, he's just Ginger. Peace.
No worry,